Hello, this is Bunny, and today I'm going to show you how I made this piece right here. Now, this piece was actually made for VGEN's monthly June challenge, I think, and the theme was a wedding. So I decided to challenge myself a bit by doing a background again. So fun. I don't know why I decided to do backgrounds for these entry or like challenge pieces. Not challenge pieces, like a competition piece, I guess, like an art competition. I guess I just want to like maybe improve my skills, but also like showcase what I actually can do, even though it's a hell of a challenge for me myself. And I'll just act like I know what I'm doing, but I don't really know what I'm doing. Now on to the base coloring. So my idea for this piece was like this bride running away, and I wanted it to be like a dark city light atmosphere. I just thought about it now. I don't actually think a lot of weddings take place at night, so wait, that might not make sense, but she might have been running away for like a while. But that was the idea, at least. So I used like a darker blue for the shadows that I usually do, because usually I draw like it's like daylight outside, so I use like a lighter blue, but I wanted to capture that like dark atmosphere, so the value and it would contrast against her white dress. That was the general idea. You will see me struggle so much with the background. Oh my god, because I was so indecisive. I did not know if I wanted to do like a fish lens perspective for my like tall buildings. I ended up not doing it, but I'll speak more about it when we get to that point. Now, I actually for once had a lot of fun rendering this piece. I guess I just really liked the idea, so I was kind of committed to like finishing it, which kind of was like, I guess that's like my main motivation to get through the hair. I did struggle a bit with the hair. As always, I guess I need to do more art studies. Like the bangs, but especially like the hair flowing behind her, because I just couldn't capture like that dynamic hair that I really wanted to do for her. And you'll see I end up messing a lot around with like the liquify tools for the hair and like the mesh tool. It's been very helpful, and I can say that's one thing about digital art that I really do enjoy, is that you're not really committed to your mistakes and you can always fix them, you can always paint over them, you can always just fix it up, which, you know, it's a big plus in digital art. Maybe that's why people say digital art isn't real art, but you know, we don't care about those people, they're just haters. So when drawing the tears, oh my god, I had so much trouble drawing the tears. I don't think the tears turned out the way I wanted to do them, but I kind of ended up forgetting about them in a way, because you know what, it kind of blended in a way, but I wanted to be more predominant. But I think the way it just turned out in the end was way better than what I had in mind, especially because there was so much going on in this piece, because the background was especially one of the points that I wanted to focus on in this piece, unlike her holding the dress. So yeah, oh, now we're onto the part where I'm struggling so much with the hair. Please ignore this part, it is so embarrassing, but I wanted to record my process for you guys without cutting anything out. I wanted to be transparent as much as I can be here, because I do think that's important to show that every artist deals with their own little things, and my thing that I deal with is hair. Oh my god, cannot do hair for my own life, but I'm actually quite satisfied with how the hair turned out. It wasn't too much of a trouble where I just wanted to rip my own hair out. It was more like, I can't get it right, but you know, we live, we survive. Now, onto the background. I swear, I was messing around with so many brushes during this piece, and honestly, it was kind of fun experimenting with all the features that Clip Studio Paint has. I think I've only had it for like about a month now, and maybe a bit more. I'm not really sure. I think like a month, nearing 2 months. So it was actually the first time for me seeing all the features it had, especially with like the perspective guide. I saw a few TikToks on it, but I was very indecisive. Like I said earlier, I couldn't like decide if I wanted like a fish lens perspective going on or what, but I settled with this normal one with like a 2 perspective. I think it's called 2D perspective. Not sure. I actually ended up liking the buildings, even though it doesn't really look like it, because I look like I'm actually fighting for my life in this time lapse. But I promise it was actually a really like a joy figuring everything out, and it's definitely like I will definitely look into doing more background things with Clip Studio Paint now that I know that there's a perspective guide. Like what? Like of course there is. Like in any drawing app there is. I don't know why I didn't like think of it as at first. I was just I don't really do my backgrounds that much, so maybe that's why I wasn't really looking for this feature. But I'm happy I figured it out, and this might be a new like key in my pieces, just a lot of perspective backgrounds. Now we're nearing the end of this time lapse. I was messing around with some effects like water drops and like rain, whatever, and like I said before, it was so fun doing this piece for me. Honestly, I really like this theme, and it really put me out of my comfort zone. And at the end, I was just messing around with like the atmosphere in general, and I really hope that you guys like this piece, because I am really fond of it actually. I think it captures what I wanted exactly. Anyways, thanks for watching and have a good day.